are now open. Welcome everyone to yet another episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. I'm so grateful that you are here to join me in a sacred space of raising the roof with our consciousness and our high frequency vibration today. If this is the first time you are joining me, let me know in the comments that you're a first timer. And if you are a regular guest to this space, let me know that you are here. Say hello in the comments and let's get the activations rolling up in here like we do by sharing where you're tuning in from. And I will invite you to begin to envision these pinpoints of light all over our globe lighting up. We are creating a powerful grid of consciousness that is not only going to support each of us who are here today live. I love it when we get to be together live. But by the way, the activations and the energy will be just as potent if you are watching on the replay. But as we begin to bring awareness to all of our connection and how we are wrapping our earth in a blanket of higher frequency consciousness, we're not only helping and supporting ourselves to grow and expand, but we are also creating this opportunity for our fellow humans to also tap in to this higher frequency. And the more of us that are here doing the work together, the more power we all receive. And I love sharing this time with you all today. So those of you, I see lots of people coming in. Welcome. Lots of my powerful returning guests, and many of you I have worked with personally. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all know the drill. What we're going to do is we are going to tap the Akashic Records for higher levels of wisdom, guidance, and clarity today. And I'm excited to show you all how it works. So if you are here for the first time, my name is Emily Harrison. I'm the founder director here inside the Akashic Academy. And I dream of living in a world where we all have access to our power, our resource. We can source and resource from within, so we are no longer bound by the false matrix. This is all about taking our power back. And of course, the Akashic Records are, in my opinion, the most powerful self-actualization tool there is on the planet. And if you are tuning in for the first time, let me get us all on the same page here. The Akashic Records are the realm of consciousness where every detail of your past, your present, and all possible futures exists, has been recorded, we could say, from a neutral perspective, meaning the perspective of unconditional love and zero judgment. And when we tap into this field of superconscious intelligence, we can extract the missing information. We all know that we are here to create. We are made in the likeness and image of God, Goddess, the ultimate creator. And we are here to experience ourselves in a physical reality with each other to create the lives that are worth living, our dream life. That is what we are here to do. And of course, we know through the process of trial and error that we're not always creating what it is that we want to create. Many of us, including myself, we are miscreating stress, dis-ease, lack, scarcity in our lives, and we don't have to live that way. This is about a time that we get to come together and tap into the frequency of the Akash for wisdom, guidance, and clarity. So I'm going to invite you all to start typing in questions in the comments here. And we've already got one question popping in. We're going to come back to this, Anne. Why does endometriosis occur in female bodies? I'm going to answer Anne's question along with more questions. So begin to type in what feels important for you to understand on a deeper level in your life. And here's how we're going to play today. We're going to jam together here till 12:30 p.m., about half an hour Pacific time. And I want to invite you to stay for the entire broadcast, okay? Honor your innate, your intuition has brought you into this space today so that something can land in your field that is going to make a difference, a positive difference in your life. And it may be in the first question or it may be in the last question. I don't know, but I do know that the way this intelligence works is it is designed to meet you right where you are and to help you fill in the gaps. Okay, so whether you have a question like Anne had, I'll just pop your question back up here in terms of a more universal question that could be about why humanity is experiencing something, or if you have a more personal question in your life about why you're experiencing something, get those questions typed in. Of course, I won't be able to answer everyone's question today, but the Akash, your innate will. And your job is to, once you ask the question, be aware, heighten your awareness so that you can see the answer, you can know the answer within your body. Your body will give you a signal. Yep, there's my answer as it drops in your field. So we are going to raise the roof today with awareness, and I'm going to dive right on in. Oh, by the way, not only am I going to channel in intelligence from the Akash, but I am also going to ask the Akash to bring in an activation, an energy transmission that will help us all shift on a cellular level, okay? So that we can tap into our most innate power. And that happens as our DNA begins to illuminate. Okay, the scientists talk about 2 strands of DNA being activated and the other 10 strands are junk DNA because we have a total of 12. I am here to tell you there is nothing junk about your higher frequency, beautiful technology that you have been gifted here on this planet. And it is my intention to hold space for the full activation of your DNA so all of the power within you can be actualized and embodied here as we collectively transition this planet from a planet of darkness into a planet of light. All right? All right, Miss Anne. Why? And this is a good one. And I can tell you right now, Human Emily has 0 answers for this. So I am going to tap into the frequency of the Akash to bring through this intelligence for you. So Anne says, why does endometriosis occur in female bodies? Okay, I'm tapping in. Okay, well, the guides are bringing my awareness to any type of dis-ease that is happening in the reproductive organs. And the guides actually want to talk about not only the reproductive organs of the feminine expression, but also of the masculine expression as well. Okay, so the guides want to talk about why we have dis-ease that happens in this guttural, life-producing area of our bodies. Okay, what the guides are saying is that when we give up our power of creation, or we give into a state of imprisonment, what happens is we are going to begin to create dis-ease and disharmony in our life force energy. Okay, so anytime that we have given away our ability to mindfully and consciously create that which we want to experience, eventually this energy will present in the physical. It doesn't start in the physical though, which is it's phenomenal that we get to have this conversation, because everything that we experience starts in the energetic realms, in the quantum realm. Okay, and so when our energy becomes disharmonious in the quantum field, what begins to happen is it begins to increase its vibrational frequency, and then it eventually will consecrate itself in our physical bodies. So anybody who feels like you have given away any part of your creative power today, we get to shift that here together before it presents physically within your body. Okay, so thank you, Anne, so much for that. I want to dive in and bring forward an activation right now that's going to help us take our creativity back. Okay, the first piece that the guides are talking about is shame. Anywhere where you have been shamed for creating or attempting to create what you want, let's release that right now. All right, so let's go into this lower portion of the body. This is where our sacral chakra is located. Okay, sacral chakra is the creative energy, the creative center of our being. It is our sexuality. It is where our life force energy happens. And the guides are bringing my awareness back to the very first story of creation that a lot of us have experienced, which is Adam and Eve, and reminding us of the shame that is presented around that story of divine creation. Okay, so I want you, I'm about you, let's see, this is my right hand here that I'm laying on the front of the womb, and left hand on the back of the womb area. And I want you to call forward into your hands. It's like we're calling forward into the right hand, pulling out the energy of where we have been shamed for creating. And then with the left hand in the back body, we are let light, let intelligence flow through that hand to reestablish harmony and frequency in this sacral chakra. All right, so it's a dual energy working. I want you to see if you can imagine and feel into the pulling out of the shame and the sending of light, the healing. Light, by the way, is intelligence. It's higher intelligence. Sending that higher intelligence of the God, Goddess mind, the truth of who you are, back into this really important area, this sacral chakra area. Taking some nice deep breaths. Good. Allowing the restoration of your divine creativity, your divine power to reestablish itself within the body. Notice you might be getting a little dizzy. Just notice what you notice. We're going to hold it for a few more deep breaths. Whew, notice that there's a buzzing that's beginning to happen for you. Yes. You can feel all of that energy moving very swiftly, moving in the body. All right, let's bring the hands away from the body. My ears are already adjusting, flicking all of that energy off. Yes, palms up in a receptive position. Deep breath in. I am that I am on the exhale. We're going to do this 3 times. I am on the inhale. I am that I am. Exhale. One more. I am that I am. I want you to call up your highest vision of creating. I know everybody has pieces of their life that we are working to create and to establish. I want you to pull up that vision, pull it up from the guts, your lower dantian, this sacral chakra, pull it up through the body, sending it out through the third eye right now. Remember the grid that we all connected to together as we saw the pinpoints of light illuminating, sending your vision of what it is that you want to create for the betterment of yourself and your family and the planet into the world right now. So powerful as we're all doing this together. Yes, returning our ability and our power to create and increasing our ability to create more quickly as we tune in together and support each other, tapping the collective frequencies as we do this. And so it is. Yes. Yes, if you want to fully consecrate and receive that activation, type yes in the comments right now. Let the universe know that you are not playing around when it comes to your power to create, that you are not going to be shamed into playing small and becoming a lower version of yourself that is not tapped into your full power. Yes, Lori, and so it is. Yes, Clara. Yes, Brigitte. Or Bridget, perhaps. All right, I'm drawn to your question here, Bridget. Hi, Emily. I would like to ask, when will I be able to understand more of the things that have been happening in my life since 2018? So much isolation illness, and shifts in friendship and family. Yes, first of all, I want to acknowledge you, Bridget, and thank you for this beautiful question. There are many timelines that are collapsing. We are noticing that as we step into more and more of our power and we claim that which we want, the miscreations or the old timelines that we have been a part of are collapsing. And this can be a really challenging experience when timelines collapse. And Bridget, you talked about, when will I be able to understand this? What the guides are saying is that the awareness is within your field right now. But with so much isolation and you not having a core group of friends, family, fellow light workers who are doing this work, it can be very difficult not to succumb to the loneliness that we feel and experience. So the main thing that I'm hearing come in for you, Bridget, is that you've got to be in connection. One of the reasons that we feel so shut off from our power is that we have lost connection to our innate wisdom. And the connection is the key point. We are not meant to do anything alone or in isolation in this lifetime. We are meant to come back into a state of unity and a state of oneness. And when we talk about unity and oneness, this is a very esoteric, macro kind of topic and experience. But I want to invite you to remember, as above, so below. What that means is this macro pattern that I'm talking about, this bigger idea of we have separated from the God energy and incarnated into unique physical expressions of the God consciousness, so that we can come back together in a state of oneness and unity. And remember, that oneness and that connection is something that we are all responsible for creating in our own lives. And a human being will not thrive in a state of loneliness and isolation. We are meant to be in communion, in unity, in connection with each other. So Bridget, I know it's going to take bravery to open yourself up and to feel safe being connected and in community again, but this is the key piece that will bring about the opportunity for you to get the aha moments. Because again, the guides are saying they're all there. All the knowledge and intelligence that we need is available to us at all times. However, if we're not feeling strong enough, or we're not feeling brave enough, this work takes a lot of courage, because we have to be willing to see the areas where we've miscreated. It takes courage because we have to be able to release the old identity of separation, of victim mentality. And so the support that we receive when we come together in community is a key part of this process. How many of you feel, send me some love, likes, hearts across the screen, if you feel like you need more of that kind of support, that kind of a friend group, that kind of a community in your life? I know that it's a huge problem for the majority of people that I work with. My family doesn't get it, doesn't get me. Like Bridget was talking about, I've lost a lot of friendships over the course of the years as I've been doing this work. Yes, it's a major problem. And when we also look at the bigger picture of how humanity is collectively evolving, we have these devices of technology that make it so easy for us to just sit in our world and only communicate through text messages, through emails. We tend to feel uncomfortable many times in bigger groups or bigger community. And the way our technology has evolved, it actually encourages us to isolate even more, right? How many of you guys can relate to this? If you are somebody who feels like you are lacking community, like you are lacking the frequency support around you to raise your vibrational frequency, Great opportunity to dive into programs like learning to read the Akashic Records. Many of you know, and I've trained many of you on here in learning how to tap back into your innate, your Akashic Records. And we do that in a masterclass setting where we can work with other high-level conscious beings who desire this level of connection, who desire this level of control and freedom. Control. The guys are saying use a different word, Emily, because it's more about standing in full command of our power and our ability to create at will what it is that we want to experience. And when we come together in groups, what happens is the frequency raises exponentially. Jesus even said it in the Bible, when two or more gather together in my name. The name of Jesus or the name of Yeshua is calling forward our highest Christed consciousness abilities. Okay, being in our full Christed consciousness. And when we come together in a group, we exponentially raise the frequency. Making sense? Sometimes it can be just as simple as tapping into a group connection for you to raise the frequency to the level that you need to reach miracle consciousness. But you will not reach miracle consciousness on your own, doing the work tucked in your own secret little space and cave. Yes, it is important that we have the ability to go inward and to be present with our own darkness, but we can't do it alone. How many of you guys are feeling this? Yes. For those of you who do want to know about these kind of groups and containers, I left a link for you, the very first comment in here as we were coming in. The next masterclass training that I talked about starts next week. So if you feel like that is something that would be supportive to you, please go back and tap into that link that I left for you and explore this training and what is possible. Okay, so let me dive into an activation here for us. Bridget said, you said two keywords that resonate with me so much: courage, yes, and lacking community. Thank you, Bridget, for letting me know this is resonating. I see a lot of comments coming into that are other beings out here who are feeling exactly what it is that you're feeling, Bridget. So thank you for bringing this forward for all of us to work. All right, so let's do an activation of courage for ourselves here today. Let me just tap in and see what the guides would like to bring in. All right, so the guides want to work with an area of your life or a memory that's coming up where you felt like you were acting courageously and then all hell broke loose for you. Or it was more difficult than you anticipated it to be. You got brave in yourself and you said, I'm going to do it. And you dove in, and lo and behold, it did not work out the way you thought it was going to work out. And the guides want to do some clearing around that. So pull up the memory that you want to work with. It's really important that you have a specific memory. If it feels like a memory is popping up into your mind that's not exactly how I described it, meaning a moment where you made a big decision of courage, work with whatever's coming up. Okay, trust your innate to bring into your awareness right now whatever memory it is that you need to work with. Because what happens is when we have these negative experiences and we don't understand the bigger picture of what's happening or how we're being invited to grow, and we begin to feel like, oh, that didn't work out quite how I thought. What happens is we take on that victim mentality. And anytime that we are victims or that we feel like our safety and security as humans is threatened, we will backtrack. We will back down from what it is that we truly want to create or what we want to stand in. Let me know if this is making some sense. Okay? And when we have those experiences, we create trauma imprints. We create a memory within our bodies that the next time we try to take that courageous action step, we think about the last time that it didn't go so well. And maybe you don't consciously think about it, but your cells remember. And your cells will bring up self-sabotaging thoughts that will make you back off of what it is that you know you need to be doing. Okay? So everybody got that memory that we're working with today? Good. All right, I want you to allow yourself to travel back in time to that memory, knowing and affirming to yourself that you are safe. And as you travel back into that memory, I want you to imagine adding light. Remember how I said light is intelligence? Light is the intelligence of the Akash, filling in the missing pieces of information that will heal your mind, your emotions, heal your soul. You don't have to know exactly how it's working. You just know that this fullness, this completeness of information, of love, it's attaching and it's binding to the thoughts and the experiences that were previously incomplete, bringing this back into a state of unity. Good, and you'll know when this activation is complete for you because you'll feel a shift in your body. Yep, we're getting there, a little bit more. Adding more light to these memories, everyone. Adding the light to the oh, there we go. Got it. I felt it click. Did you feel it click? Good. You felt a ah. Okay. Now, here's the beautiful thing, and that is 90% of the work that we do here in this space, or anytime that you are working with me in the Akash or anybody else in the Akash, or you're working in your own records, 90% of the shift happens afterwards, or the work happens later. So what that means is that it's your job now to bring your awareness to how things are shifting. Okay? How do you know when something is shifting? Well, you might be invited into an opportunity, maybe like the opportunity I invited you into to join me for masterclass training. Maybe there is another beautiful teacher or wisdom keeper in your life that you've been drawn into their field and they've invited you into a training program with them. Maybe you've been invited into a new relationship to explore, a new relationship of some kind. And what you'll notice is there's not as much fear or resistance coming up. There's a curiosity to explore. That's how you know that this is working. And we need to follow these thoughts, the awareness that presents itself to us. We've got to follow that. We've got to remember, oh yeah, I did that activation with Emily, and I'm noticing that I just got invited into a new opportunity here. And whereas old me would come up with XYZ reasons why it wasn't the right time or that wasn't the right choice for me, now I'm more curious. I'm more open to explore. And when we notice that, hey, the work is working, we increase the frequency even more. If you deny that the work is working, or if you miss the opportunity to notice that you're growing or expanding, what happens is you fall back down into that lower frequency. So this beautiful activation of courage that we just shared together, this will only take hold in your life if you show up in commitment and continue to do the work. And your job, your work is to notice it, to call it out, to be like, oh yeah, okay, I'm getting it. I'm feeling the shifts. Okay. We're going to work with solar plexus now. We did some clearing of the old memory. Now I want you to imagine your solar plexus. That's the chakra that's 2 inches above your belly button. This is your inner sun radiating. And I just want you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. Imagine this powerful sunshine yellow light emanating out 360 degrees in all directions. And with your awareness, follow this light. See how far it goes out into the universe. And the farther you follow it out, the more dynamic your courage will grow. Just follow it, follow it, follow it, follow it. Yes, yes, yes. One more nice deep breath, following your courage into all corners of the universe. Yes. Aho. And so it is. Wow, that was powerful, Bridget. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. All right, let's dive into one more quick question here before we roll out of here today. I'm going to scroll back and grab one more question. Jillian, Rachel says, when feeling isolated and disconnected, how do you find the courage to truly step into life? Again, this is where being surrounded by a community of others who are helping to raise the frequency makes it easier to take these steps. And what we want to do is, when courage is inviting you into a bigger decision in your life, you know you need to make a decision to show up differently, but you're feeling isolated and scared. What you want to remember is that frequency that you're feeling and that you are consecrating in your field of the scarcity and the fear, that's not the place where your human is going to be able to make the decision to step into courage. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to use the power of your consciousness, which is non-local. All right? What that means is that your consciousness is not only existing in this negative or dense timeline that you are inadvertently creating for yourself. Your consciousness is also existing in a parallel reality where what you want is already yours. And so what you want to do is you want to get your consciousness out of this lower vibrational frequency and your consciousness into this other timeline, this higher frequency timeline or dimension, where you do have the power to make change in your life. Okay? And that part of you may feel very far away. It may feel very foreign to you. But what you want to do is tap into that and trust that vision of yourself where you are existing in the life of prosperity, abundance, connection, peace, health, vitality, creativity, that version of you exists just as dynamically as this more dense version, this lower octave of you is existing right now. And you want to put your consciousness into this higher frequency of energy and call that part of yourself that is existing in the lower frequency consciousness or the more dense octave, call that part of yourself home to this higher frequency of energy. Okay, I felt that. That is a good one. All right, so you remember the projection that we did at the very beginning. After we cleared some energy, we cleared the shame where we'd been shamed for creating what we wanted to do. And I said, tap your vision and send your vision out into that grid of consciousness. Go back to that vision. I want you to jump your consciousness into that timeline and feel what it feels like to be in that space of your divine creation of the life that you want. Okay? And I want you to call your name. Jillian Rachel, Emily Harrison, Michelle Sosa, Bridget McNair, Jim Power, Lindsay Kaufman, Lori Mayo, Jan Harrison. I see you all here. Terry Todd. Yes, yes, yes. Elaine Leonard. I apologize that I can't call everybody's names. Here's why I want you to call your own name. Call your name. I told you we were going to jam till 12:30. Man, time disappears when we're in this space, in this high frequency, okay? I want to remind you of a story. If you haven't heard this story before, trust that your soul knows this story. But I want to take you back to an indigenous tribe whose culture it was to, when a mother was pregnant or wanted to become pregnant with a child, she would go and sit under the banyan tree and wait for the name of this child to come into her awareness. Sorry, it makes me cry because it's so powerful. Okay? And so when this child was born, it's the mother's divine honor to take this child into the village and teach the rest of the village this child's soul name. Your name holds the highest frequency of your soul and your soul's intelligence and your soul's potentiality. Okay? And everybody in the village would learn the names of each other in this collective supportive environment. And what would happen is, as this child, this human was growing, and of course we know we learn through contrast. We learn by making mistakes and correcting our mistakes. But when this child would make a mistake that was in violation to themselves or another person or to the tribe, rather than punishing this person, they would bring them into the center of the village, and everyone would sing their soul name back to them, returning them back to their innate power. Okay, so we're using this same philosophy to call our souls back into the highest frequency of existence possible here. Okay, so I want you to send your consciousness into that higher frequency timeline, that parallel universe. And I want you to call your name, Emily Suzanne Harrison. Emily Suzanne Harrison. Emily Suzanne Harrison. And you'll know that you have arrived in this higher timeline when you feel the peace wash over your body. Beautiful, beautiful work here today, everyone. Type yes if you received that last activation. If you called your soul into the highest frequency timeline, type yes. Let's witness each other as we are here doing the work. I love spending Wednesdays with you all. One final request, and that is, if this broadcast has served you today, share this out. Again, the more of us that come into the truth of who we are, the faster we get to make shift on this planet, the faster we get to experience the freedom of creation that is ours by divine right. Thank you for being here with me, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Until next Wednesday, namaste. And of course, as always, there's an open invitation to connect with me. I am here to be of service to you and your higher self on the planet. If you feel that deeper work and more connected work is what is going to make the difference to you, reach out to me. Send me a private message, and I've got your back. I love you all. Thank you for being here.